What's going on YouTube? Chris back with another video, the first one of 2023, and this one I am super excited about. If you don't follow me on social channels, Twitter, Instagram, I teased this box. I received it today and I am really stoked about it. It's been a conversation I've been having actually with this brand for a month now. I was on vacation, just couldn't get to it, but here we are finally, better late than ever. So let's really get into what is in this box. Today we're going to be actually checking out, drum roll, and if you are into keyboards, this desk mat is the Magic Girl RGB that I picked up on the key.co, and that alludes us to a little bit of what's inside this box here. This, my friends, is the REDMAGIC 8 Pro. This is going to be the unboxing of my first experience of a REDMAGIC, and thank you to them for sending this over to me to unbox and review. So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm going to be covering several different things on this device. Gaming, a full review, cameras, just overall performance. Let me know in the comments what you want to actually see me cover in the full review and other content. So inside the box, they sent over a couple different things. Pretty cool little acrylic anime figure. Mora is their kind of mascot assistant, and also comes with a little figurine here. You can choose to purchase this in addition to the phone itself. And I'll leave the link down in the description below where you can pick up the REDMAGIC 8 Pro. So I am Mora. I'm going to set these off to the side, but that's nice and little inclusion for your desk setup. Now this is quite a nice box, if I say so myself. Very aero, like a space-like, very neat silver. Win more games. Now, of course, this is the gaming phone that you are going to want to get. So the color variant that I have here is the Void color, which is strictly only available in the 16 gigs, 512 gig storage. They do have a matte color version that's 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. Now, you can pick these up on REDMAGIC's website. Again, like I said, I'll leave the links down in the description where you can pick these up. So here we go. So the price here, the version that I have right here on an unboxing, is $799, $800 US. The lower storage variant that comes in matte is $649. So really, for a little bit more, you're getting double the storage and just a little bit more RAM and a different color variant. They currently are out of stock, but you can still pre-order it and you'll get a free screen protector as well. So here we go, the unboxing of the REDMAGIC 8 Pro. And just for full transparency, I was not paid for this content. They sent me this device over for free, but all my thoughts and experiences will be my own nevertheless. This is a really neat box. It's very just anime, comic like, and right here is kind of the, I don't know if an alien, a extraterrestrial type character. We'll set the phone aside, and inside the box you do get a transparent case, which is very neat. This is an interesting case. It doesn't even cover the sides. You literally just cover the back and the top and the bottom. We'll see how comfortable that is to actually use. You get a little warranty card, so definitely keep that. And you might need to register it online as well. And inside the box, we get a little pamphlet here for their social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and the like, with the QR code, and that's it. And you get a red USB to C cable, probably about 3 feet long, and a charger It's black, and really the charging capabilities of this is going to be quick charge 65 watt. Unlike the China variant, the China variant does charge at 80 watts. So the US, we are getting a slightly slower charge, but nevertheless, that is still extremely fast for what you're actually paying for, $800. And now the device itself comes in a matte sleeve and it slides out really nicely. You don't even have to unwrap it. And here is the phone itself. There is a sticker. We need to peel that off real quick. And there we go. And wow, this feels great. It is a very square device. I will say that, but yet this reminds me a lot of like a Sony design, but also if you remember the Razer phone, the Razer phone had also a very square-like design. I don't have one anymore, unfortunately, but this is what that really reminds me of, a mix between Sony and the Razer phone 2, several years ago that Razer came out with. But really, it feels great in the hand. I will say that, when a device is like really curved and they have all these curves around to make it super ergonomic, it actually, in my opinion, feels like it takes away from the phone. It makes it more difficult to hold. This really box squared off design, as we can see here, is actually really, it allows you to actually hold the phone. So let's go around the device real quick before we turn it on. Again, this is just an unboxing of first impressions. So we have, first off, just a metal frame all around, and there's a lot going on this frame, and we'll dive into it real quick here. So metal frame, aluminum, the back is glass, the front is glass as well. The front also comes with a kind of a plastic screen protector already applied to it, something I learned from Jerry Rig Everything's video, but definitely continue staying here and finish watching this. So where should we even start? The top, there's a headphone jack. If you see 2 antenna lines, a mic, and a speaker grill. On the left hand side of the device, we have an exhaust vent for the fan. Yes, there is an active cooling solution, a fan built into the back of this to cool the processor and components. And we also have volume up and volume down button. On the bottom, you have your SIM tray, another mic, Type-C charging port, and the other speaker. And then a lot of goodies on this right-hand side. You got the power button for one. This probably is another microphone, more antenna lines. There are antenna lines on the bottom, so it looks like you got antenna lines all around this thing, so you're more than likely going to have really great connectivity. You have the intake for the cooling fan. You have this little red switch right here, which we'll look into in the full review and probably here shortly. And these air triggers right here, they're not textured or anything, so be sure you are able to really make sure your fingers are placed on there. So these air triggers are going to be able to map different buttons within games. And then the back here, look at that. This reminds me, so a lot of high-end phones now are actually kind of coming out with this kind of translucent kind of design. Xiaomi has done that in the past with some of their older Pro versions. Nothing phone, of course. We also now have REDMAGIC 8 Pro here. And then we also have the fan right in here, and so it pulls cool air from this side and blows the warm air out to the other. And then we have the 3 cameras. So the 3 camera system, 15 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel secondary, and then a 2 megapixel macro lens. This in total weight is going to be just slightly less than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, but nevertheless, this device, man, I really like the feel of this. So let's go ahead and turn this on, and really this is where the magic, no pun intended, hence the desk mat, REDMAGIC logo here, Magic Girl desk mat. So this front display, 6.8 inch full HD plus It's AMOLED, 120 hertz, 960 hertz touch sampling rate. This is a beast, and this is interesting how this is put straight on the beginning of the setup. And so yeah, so 120 hertz, and this is running Android 13. So this is the first Android device of 2023 to launch with Qualcomm's brand new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. Super powerful. What else would you expect? Now, something I'm noticing here, where is the hole punch for the front camera? There's no front camera, but there is. It is hiding underneath the display. So we're going to have to check out, of course, the camera quality, which I will go into full different video on actually covering the cameras once I actually get through this and start using it as a daily driver. Currently, I am using a Pixel 7, so this is definitely a big change in terms of not only just size, but also OS and everything else. Pixel 7 is a good phone for the price, absolutely. It has its, I would say it has its quirks, its drawbacks. The camera system is fantastic, but you can definitely see just the sheer size difference. One is a complete, it does not shy away about its design in terms of its size. It really just leans into it, and it's a gaming phone first and foremost. So let me go through the setup real quick. Let me connect to Wi-Fi and sign into my Google account, and we'll go through the actual setup together. So the screen right now looks great. The bezel is so small, and it's uniform throughout the entire outer perimeter of the display. It looks like we do have a day one update. So I'm going to go ahead and just update that now. And up here, it even says 120 hertz in the display. And at a certain angle, you can see the camera sensor depending on the angle that you're looking at. But man, I like the feel of this. 100% this reminds me of the Razer phone. Just from the actual metal, the aluminum, it's black, it's squared off. This makes it really comfortable to hold and just grip. You're not having to worry about it falling out of your hand, slipping, or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and connect and sign into my Google account now. Signed in, going through the setup here. We'll use my Pixel 7 as the previous backup. We'll restore everything. Now, typing on it, initially when typing in my passwords to Wi-Fi and my Google account, I'll have to take a look at some of the vibration intensities, if there is one. It didn't feel too strong, like I've noticed on like my Pixel or on an iPhone. They're like, Samsung's also done really well with vibrations. I'll have to take a look at it and spend more time with the vibration here. Welcome to Daily Wallpaper. The fingerprint is an under display fingerprint scanner underneath the front glass, and seems to recognize fairly easily. So we're going to go ahead and set this up and then test the finger response. Interesting, it doesn't have you do the edges or anything, unlike the Pixel or some other devices. So we'll see if there's face unlock. Of course, that's not as secure as iPhone using their sensors. This one's taking a little longer to read my left finger actually than it was my right. Of course, fingers differ. Might be slightly dirty or anything like that. Alrighty, so now we're done with the Google setup of the device, and we'll get into the actual we'll get into the actual setup here. No info done for now. Let's see if it takes you to some additional settings that REDMAGIC does during the setup process, and it doesn't. Okay, interesting. I was expecting some additional settings or something like that. So inside this uses a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. That is massive compared to the Pixel 7 that I'm using, and even bigger than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is incredible. All of this packed in a device that is lighter than iPhone 14 Pro Max. This feels really good. And there's a headphone jack in here. Dude, like other companies, I don't know what they're doing. There's a cooling system, active cooling, which I'll test out for sure. More than likely, it's going to be completely adequate. Now, let's see what type of apps are on here pre-installed. User manual, okay, that's pretty cool. Extreme device. Always on display, some tools, Nubia transfer. It looks like we have a different English browsing experience. So this seems to be a different web browser. Okay, I don't really want that web browser, so we're going to uninstall that. Uninstall next word browser. Yeah, goodbye. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the app drawer. Interesting. 4x6 style standard drawer. Okay, so there you go. So now that's all right. Cool. Now we're at the drawer. You know, oh, that was quite loud. That sounded really good, actually. I was actually expecting a lot more bloat coming installed on this, and to be honest, there isn't. It's Google Apps, there's Reddit, there's that browser installed, an extreme device, which is probably some additional like accessories that they sell, additional coolers. But I mean, why? You have a cooler already built into this. Some earbuds, a controller. Yeah, there's really no additional bloatware on this, which is amazing. Now, of course, like I said, this is using Android 13. This is REDMAGIC's skin, REDMAGIC OS 6.0, Android 13. So once the update downloads and actually installs, geez, that is quite loud, to be honest. But we already have AMOLED, so completely black theme, fantastic. Like to see that because it is an AMOLED display. Now, this is Corning Gorilla Glass for the front. It reaches a max peak brightness of 1300 nits, so that is plenty bright for you to use. So again, this is a 20:9 aspect ratio, so not 16:9, so it is slightly taller than a regular 16:9 ratio, but again, full HD plus display resolution. So yeah, so as everything is downloading, completing setup, installing apps, so really some of these apps might have been downloaded from my backup actually. So it does support dual SIM, no expandable storage, unfortunately. Personalize settings here. Like, gosh, this is going to be a lot to go through, and this is going to be covered in an entire review that I do on this device. There's themes on here with different icon packs. We have wallpapers always on displays that you can change and set up. It looks like fingerprint style, like animations to unlock and everything. Light strip setting. Hello? I want to know what light strip is. LED, RGB. Oh, would you look at, there is RGB on the back of this device. Look at that. And RGB, of course, already automatically gives you better performance and makes you win. RGB will make you a better gamer, 100%. Lock screen and launcher, pocket mode, launcher settings, you know, what we already took a look at. Themed icons, because the Android 13, so it does do the themed icons. Display settings here. Adaptive brightness, definitely want sunlight mode, so it'll peak that brightness up. Don't really care what the refresh notification is. So yeah, so 90 hertz, so it's not variable, unlike what I thought. So here it tells you a little bit about the refresh rate here. So 100 hertz, it will drop down to match what an app will actually use. So some apps don't support 120 hertz type of thing. So it'll drop it down. I don't think it does the actual dynamic refresh rate, like down to like 5 hertz or something like that, like Samsung or some other phones out there. But you know what? With a 6,000 milliamp hour battery in this and the super fast charging, I don't think I'm going to even have any sort of complaints with battery drain whatsoever. Once enabled, brightness, enhanced display mode. So screen display, here you go. Vivid, natural, P3 gamut, sRGB, color gamut, color temperature, default. So yeah, so this covers 100% DCI-P color gamut, so very color accurate AMOLED display here. Let's go P3 color gamut, 100% there. We're also wanting to really change the, is there no search? Is there no search here in settings? Ooh, Roger, we got a little bit of a thing here. There's no search in settings. Yikes. It's gonna take some time for you to get used to where everything is located. As you can see with me, I'm used to stock Android, but it's great to have all these settings. There's a Neo AI, apparently going into some different speed for scheduling, depending on the app that you're using. Okay. Don't have any apps installed yet. They're downloading. And here's the cooling fan. We can turn that on. And there is, it's actually RGB as well. And so there it is on the phone right now. Setting up is just slightly warm. Unlike, I'll say this is way cooler than my Pixel when setting up, 100%. Max cooling. And you can hear that. I don't know if I'll put it up against the microphone. So yeah, so you can hear it. It kind of is a very low noise, kind of like a laptop would. Auto mode probably might be better. It's not loud or annoying to where it's going to annoy people that are next to you or anything like that. But just do keep that in mind. Of course, cooling, RGB, all that does take additional battery to run, but nevertheless, it'll be fine. Again, 6,000 milliamp hour battery. I wonder if that's the largest, like, regular smartphone battery. I know there's other smartphones that have like outrageous batteries that are not really like typical consumer. That's fine. I don't want location for camera. So there's going to be a lot. Again, I'm going to need to cover an entire different video on this for just the camera itself. A whole different video on the actual software, performance, gaming, and things like that. There's a program you can download that will actually put your game onto a display, make this into a dock. Okay, so let's unlocks fairly quickly. It even unlocks faster when the screen's already on. When it's off, it takes just a slight longer to like wake the screen and do this animation that it does, versus if it's already on, that is way faster. And I don't know if that's because the wallpaper is changing every time for that daily wallpaper. I don't really like that. But you know what? The screen feels really good. And again, like I said, this uses 960 hertz sampling. So basically what that means, it's every single second, it's checking for any touch on the display that is insanely fast. Why is that great? Because in gaming, you want to be able to, when you actually press a button to fire or to do a command or anything like that, you want it to actually do that now. You don't want it to wait. You don't want to have that slight delay with latency and everything else with gaming. That's going to give you an advantage. So literally when it's swiping, when you're moving around on the display, it is following your finger 100%. There's no like lag or scrolling jitter or anything like that, like other devices out there that have experienced Pixel or Nothing phone was a big one too, as well. But nevertheless, the camera itself, 50 megapixel rear camera here. The ultra wide is the 8 megapixel sensor. We got an AI mode on or off, HDR auto. Okay. We got some composition assistance that'll help you, like, hey, here's where you need to angle your phone to get a better shot, type of thing. Intelligent beauty, if you want that. Photo ratio 4:3, volume key, you want a grid. Shutter sound, don't want that. Watermark. So again, REDMAGIC is technically by Nubia, which is also a ZTE brand. REDMAGIC is like the gaming brand itself. So when you push this switch, slide this switch, not push it, it brings you into this like gaming launcher, which basically allows you to put different libraries. Essentially, by pressing this plus, you can add your games into it. Game lobby, plugin library here. So basically, all these different settings: sound equalizer, aiming assist, 4D vibrating. It tells you which games support these. All games for stopwatch, press and hold assist. Aiming assist here, first person shooters. So there's a lot going on. Here's that REDMAGIC Studio. So basically, you install this program and it syncs up with the computer, and so that way it'll basically allow you to play on a full screen. This button down here is for that fan. When you just turn that switch off, and boom, you're back to your standard OS. Dude, guys, yes to this, 100%. 65 watt fast charging, that's going to be a new experience for me as well. This fan, this cooling fan, that'll be really neat to help cool off the device and when gaming. 20,000 RPM max speed, so that's why you can actually hear it, because it's spinning 20,000 RPMs. That is faster than standard vehicles you drive RPMs. Yes, I get it, it's small, but that is impressive. That is really cool. I know the Nothing phone, the 3D camera, had a little fan kind of similar to this. The buttons actually feel really good from first impressions. Nice aluminum buttons. I'll have to really check out the air triggers when gaming and stuff like that. See how those work as well, and everything else. I'll put my SIM card, if this supports Verizon, I'm going to be surprised. At least I might be able to get LTE, but we'll see. I'll let you know in the video later on. So definitely subscribe when I make content for the REDMAGIC 8 Pro. You'll be notified. Hit that bell icon so that way you're notified there. And I'm going to be making several different videos on this device. This was just, again, a long unboxing, first look. We're almost pushing 30 minutes, and I appreciate you sticking around if you've stuck around this long. There's so much to cover on this, and I'm sure I missed something here. Both front and rear glass, this is a quality premium device, and this is something I've not seen. And while we're at it, let's throw that case on. Of course, the case will kind of absorb some of the heat. that you're not going to feel from the glass directly, but this will at least protect your phone dropping this way or on the back because of the plastic, but more than likely one drop, the plastic is going to crack and that is going to be it. There's no silicone or anything. This is literally a bumper, and it's like that so that way you can actually still hold the device comfortably and it's still thin and hit those air triggers as well. Yeah, so REDMAGIC, thank you for including at least a case. And Mora, I'm not sure how much I'm going to see of you in this full video. I don't like AI assistants or kind of little gimmicks, but you know what? I'll take a look at it for the fans. And we can say, oh, look at her. We can say hello to Mora. Hello. So she'll sit on the desk. Thank you for sticking around and watching this really long unboxing because this is super exciting and I am looking forward to really checking out all the features and giving a full review to you all of this device. $800 is worth your money. $650 if you go with the lower storage variant option. It is one heck of an offering for sure with everything that this device offers. There's an active cooling system. I'm really in awe of what all this device possesses, and it is a very unique device as well. So yes, thank you all for watching. If you guys have comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to know from this video, comment down below, ask away. If you want to see something specific in a later video, my full review, camera, gaming, what have you, let me know as well so I can make sure to make a note and focus and cover it. PUBG is going to be in my near future because I used to play that extensively and somewhat professionally as well, and I think this will give me that competitive edge and get me back into that gaming mode, competitive spirit. But I think my cats are telling me it's time to wrap this video up, and I think so too. So thank you all for watching, everyone. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.